Lesson 16. I have no neutral thoughts. The idea for today is a beginning step in dispelling the belief that your thoughts have no effect. Everything you see is the result of your thoughts. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little. I'm reading it again because I was distracted. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. Those that are true create their own likeness. Those that are false make theirs. That is poetry. That is beautiful. So the thoughts, my reflection now. So thoughts are neutral. Or they are merely true or false. Well, here comes a bit of an obstacle for me, because I have been and am still in some kind of mindset, some kind of idea world, world, that there is nothing is true, and that there is no truth, there is no false. Some kind of be open, but the book says there is a truth, and that is what I'm exploring here. So I'm keeping myself open mind here. So they are merely, or do I misunderstand this? Well, I will just go on. They are merely true or false. Those that are true create their own likeness. Those that are false make theirs. So here we have a division. And I have no idea what that division means, but that will come. There is no more self-contradictory concept than of idle thoughts. What gives rise to the perception of a whole world can hardly be called idle. Every thought you have contributes to truth or to illusion. Either it extends the truth, or, it multiplies illusions. You can indeed multiply nothing, but you will not extend it by doing so. That was too complicated for me, so I will have to go through it. You can indeed, it says indeed, I thought I read something wrong, but it says you can indeed multiply nothing, but you will not extend it by doing so. I think I have to take some help from the Swedish book I have in front of me, because I don't get it. It's a language barrier here. So I will see what is this. It says so. It's as enigmatic in Swedish. So I just go ahead. Okay. I accept that I don't understand. Besides your recognizing that thoughts are never idle, salvation requires that you also recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. A neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. There is such a temptation to dismiss fear thoughts as unimportant, trivial, and not worth bothering about, that it is essential you recognize them, you have to recognize them all as equally destructive, but equally unreal. We will practice, thank you, that I need. We will practice this idea in many forms before you really understand it. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Fourth paragraph. In applying the idea for today, search your mind for a minute or so with eyes closed and actively seek not to overlook any little thoughts that may tend to elude the search. This is quite difficult until you get used to it. You will find that it is still hard for you not to make artificial distinctions. Every thought that occurs to you, regardless of the qualities that you assign to it, is a suitable subject for applying today's idea. In the practice periods, first repeat the idea to yourself, and then, as each crosses your mind, hold it in awareness while you tell yourself, this thought about fill in blank is not a neutral thought. That thought about fill in blank is not a neutral thought. I stop here for a while for a reflection that comes to me about the practice periods that we are encouraged to do for a minute or so, or some minutes every day, according to every lesson. Because when they come, I jump into the seat of a student again. Usually not a very mature one, but somebody who says, aha, here comes another task, and I have to solve this and understand and write the word. And then I used to do like this when I should fill in blanks. I go like, okay, something. I've done it. Okay, oh, here it is, teacher. So this is some kind of reflex I have when something is hard to understand. So what I was thinking was about these practice periods. Now when I read this, and this we have heard in some other lessons before, and we are in the beginning of the lesson part. When I read this thought about something happens that this thought, it clings to me. When I say that thought, there is a distance created, and that feels good. Then I'm not the thought anymore. This thought, me. This thought, like glued in me. When I say that thought, I become an observer. And that feels, there's a tremendous difference. Then there is a relief. And the thought is not an intruder. It's not a disturbing something in me. It becomes a thing. That. All right. And I'm observing. Okay. It's not a neutral thought. What shall I do with it? We are in the end of the lesson, and I will continue. As usual, use today's idea whenever you are aware of a particular thought that arouses uneasiness. Use it whenever you are aware of a particular thought that arouses uneasiness. The following form is suggested for this purpose. This thought about fill in blank is not a neutral thought because I have no neutral thoughts. 4 or 5 practice periods are recommended if you find them relatively effortless. If strain is experienced, 3 will be enough. The length of the exercise periods should also be reduced if there is discomfort. Thank you. I thank the book. May I turn to Tokyo? Good evening.
Yeah, interesting chapter. I like the reminding, as I always say, and I think I've been saying it every time, I really appreciate that the book reminds the reader about certain things and using easy to understand, proverbs that it's creating, the book has created. For example, reminding the reader of no thoughts that the reader has that I have, or the person reading you have, are neutral, Obviously, there are thoughts that might be neutral or whatever, but it's saying that most thoughts are not, that they're judging and, positive or negative or feeling, and it can bring one out of. I think it also says in the Bible somewhere that kindness is not letting somebody go on with their problems. Kindness is telling them that they're wrong because it's for their sake. And so it can sort of snap you out of, wow, yeah, I shouldn't believe all my thoughts. They are all not neutral. They're all loaded, positively or negatively. So it's, useful chapter, I think.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. And thank you for continuing with me on this journey. Everything is a journey nowadays, have you noticed? But this, I must say that it's appropriate. It is a journey to go through lesson by lesson. It's wonderful. I think that's why I have a ship as a symbol. Thank you for listening, taking part. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. And see you on Monday. Thank you. Did that make sense? Maybe this is published on a Monday. Anyway, I'm a beginner in everything, even YouTube. See you soon.